Welcome back to channel. Natsu here once again, and we need to talk about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, this is a game that technically is the successor to Budokai series. Uh, I wasn't never the biggest fan of this series, at least competitively. I always loved the game as a single one-player experience, but Bandai wants to make this game, unfortunately, esports, which doesn't make sense. And on an online qualifier that happened in France, this was what happened in grand finals. Now, you can see the only thing I edited out in this clip was the audio to avoid copyright stuff. But you can see that they're starting the grand finals and they're going up and down, and you're like, what is happening here? Is it a button check? No, this is an actually high technique or a strategy, to be honest. Because the point is that when you're dashing like that in the air, they're super hard to attack or get hit. But normally, other characters, they spend their key doing this. Now, in the case of the androids, they do not lose any key when they're doing key moves whatsoever. And this goes under that category. So they can do this for the whole round. And people are like, oh man, this game needs to be in evolution. And I never understood why people were going like this. I understand that a lot of people love the franchise, especially the Budokai series, but this game has 182 characters. Before this game came out, people were like, hey, how's gonna be the balance of this game? Is it gonna be a good game? And the developers always said, oh, don't worry about that. We decided to go for a ratio system. What that means by that is that you can have up to 5 characters, but the characters will be slotted in a different level. Like, say, for example, you select a Goku Ultra Instinct, and that will be like, if you pick him up, that will be like saying 5 characters, right? So if you want, or 4 characters, sorry, to make this comparison easier. So if you want to add 4 more characters in your team, they need to be the value of that character should be, in this case, will be, like 25 cents. So, but the problem with that is that you have characters like Yorobi that can heal yourself and other stuff. Why? Because that's one of the biggest issues with this kind of developers, where I understand where they're coming from, where they want to add stuff that happens in the manga or anime, has skills or traits when you're playing that character in a fighting game, but that doesn't mean it translates correctly to balance in a fighting game. Now, something I want to mention before I go a little bit further in my discussion is that the developers say there's gonna be a balance patch coming in this December, and they already did like a hot fix for stuff like the Yorabi issue with the sensu beam. But this is the main reason why I never decided to bought this game on launch. I might buy it on a Black Friday, but I don't think so. Main reason is because even though I love fighting games, I love anime, I love comics. When I mean comics, American comics, I love manga. I know they're different. But not only because it's a fighting game, it means equal buy for me. I need certain stuff like rollback netcode, which, the netcode in this game is not good. Because that's something I hate about altogether arena fighters, and that's something that I hated with Yo-Yo Bizarre Adventure, but I love Yo-Yo so much, and I did like the gameplay in Yo-Yo Bizarre Adventure, even though Yo-Yo Bizarre Adventure, the first version, the one that came like 10 years ago, was broken as hell, and I bought it as a fan at the beginning, and was like, bro, this sucks, infinite, and they did fix it eventually, but since the game wasn't meant to be, always getting support from Bandai, it was just like a cash grab, and this is what it is at the end of everything. Like, you have 182 characters in a fighting game, and more coming because of season passes. But people want this to be like, they want it to be like a Evo main stage fighting game, and that's not gonna happen. And this is what happened. And the reason I'm talking about this more is that during that grand final, they decided to stop streaming the fight and get back to commentators so they can send a message to the fighters like, fight seriously or you're gonna get DQ. Now, I do understand that it does sucks as a spectator seeing that kind of gameplay, but it's not the fault of the players. It is the fault of the company or developers or tournament organizers in not saying beforehand, hey, this strategy is a no-no. They waited all the way to grand finals for this kind of crap. And to be honest, I'm glad that people are talking about this, and this is the main reason why I'm talking about this. It's not because, like I said, I don't think this game should be in evolution whatsoever. I don't think this game will ever be, tournament viable. And I hope I'm wrong in that last statement that Asia's milk and the developers can make this a competitive fighting game. But I highly doubt it. Why? Because Bandai is milking out freaking anime franchise for forever, and this needs to stop. Like, there has been good essays in the past talking about, hey, we need to stop this because if we keep buying the game, Bandai will say like, fuck your rollbacks, fuck your good lobby options, your standards for any fighting games or games in general. To be honest, it's just mind-boggling that they are abusing their fans and people that love this franchise, because there is there is a need for this kind of games, right? And it saddens me so much that even though Dragon Ball Fighters C was a success, they always fought with Arc System about stuff like, hey, let's make this way better, or we need more time to make the game better. And what's like, no, make it faster, make it cheap, I don't care. And this is your budget, and don't worry about it. That's the main reason why the rollback netcode for that game took so much time. Even though you can say, hey, no, there's some limitation with PlayStation 4, and that's why the rollback netcode is only in PlayStation 5. But even then, the issue has always been the same. Like, for example, Yo-Yo Bizarre Virtual All-Star Battle, I love that game, like I said before. I love it to death. But it doesn't have, like, a good lobby system. Like, if I want to do a freaking tournament, I need to get a PC. Then I also need to get an extra software and also install that software in the other person's PC so we can connect and have, like, a rollback experience, but also I can watch the fight. Like, I don't need to do that in 2024 or 2020. I never need that to do that. But with all these Bandai games that they come out, like they say, oh, this is a true fighting game or arena fighter or whatever you want to call it, where the best experience of this kind of games is when you're fighting with other people and where you are fighting in a tournament, right? Like, you are having fun with your friends. Why the heck we need to be like, when you're like trying to enter the basketball team and the coach say, no, you're always out? That's what it feels when you see your players in a room, because you cannot enter that room because the room is only made for two persons, player one, player two, and that's it. And I don't get it. So I really don't get it why they continue to do this crap. And this game sold stupidly well, and they cannot have their like it's mind-boggling. People talk crap about Mortal Kombat, but Bandai has doing worse stuff before then. And I'm not saying Mortal Kombat should be scot-free because they're the same in my book. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop the video here because technically he's ranting right now. So, what do you think about this? Do you think that Bandai is okay in saying these players to stop what they're doing and play seriously, or was it Bandai's each fault in not stating beforehand that, hey, this strategy is a no-no, or should have they postponed the tournament altogether? Because keep in mind, there was a qualifier, and the person that won for this qualifier, he's going to California, I think, tournament, offline tournament. And it feels cheap if you're like a competitive player. I mean, if I was taking this game seriously and I was in that tournament and that happened, and I never got in because they left these strategies to continue and then start crying about it in the grand finals, I will feel also insulted. And again, I'm not saying it's the fault of the player. I do believe it's more Bandai's issue. Also, I want to know what you think. Should this game should be actually in evolution? Because I don't think so. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But I might be wrong. If you have another point, like tell me, hey, Natsu, it should be because this, and that. Please let me know because I want to have this healthy discussion about this. Anyways, as always, like and subscribe and see you next video. Bye bye.